Wow, okay. Hi. Hey everyone. I'm laughing and freaking out a little bit because my cat is freaking out himself. Like he's just zooming around right now. It's Zoom o'clock, I guess. Oh wow. Okay. Anyway, how's it going? I said I was going to come back today, or at least I said I was going to try. I meant to be on a little earlier. Recovering from surgery is not fun. It hurts, and I had to go to the doctor today, and lots of other fun stuff. Um, yeah, but I'm here. Um, I had a few things that I wanted to talk about and to share relating to the documentary. So let me just bust out my little notes here so I can actually remember. Oh yeah. So yesterday I did show the trailer, but I realized like a bunch of crap was covering it up. Well, not a bunch of crap, just my face in the chat, and I figured I'd just go ahead and show the trailer again without anything covering it up, even though I did link the actual video in the description. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. While we're waiting for more people, I'm going to just show the trailer one more time. Oh, hey, what's up, Dave? It's been a minute. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm about to show the trailer really quickly, and then we're going to move on to the new stuff that I wanted to talk about from yesterday that I didn't get to talk about. All right. Let me just switch this thing here. Boom. And let's bust this guy open, and here we go.
I was baptized into the Jehovah's Witness religion when I was 15 years old, and I never questioned it.
I liked not being one of the masses who weren't enlightened.
I felt that I had won the lottery. I was born into the only true religion.
I just wanted to know truth. I wanted to know what was real. Everything I had been taught was false.
There were adults in the congregation that knew about the abuse.
So much hidden documentation of child abuse that Watchtower does not want the public to know about.
I myself have been through a ton of abuse.
The problem of sexual abuse in the Jehovah's Witness organization is much, much more significant than in the Catholic Church.
The dirty little secrets are well kept.
Vice Versa presents Crusaders to Speak Out.
All right. Now that is done.
The truth
Oops,
is that
oh
Hollywood...
Sorry about that. Thing wanted to start showing more stuff. Yeah, now that that's all done and out of the way, let's see here. I'm gonna switch back to here. Right. Oh. The chat was disconnected. Oh, I wonder how that happened. That's weird. Let me see. I'm gonna make sure everything's good. Let's see here. Who is the first woman before Amber Scora? Was that your mom? The first woman, like the first video of somebody? I'm not sure who was in the video getting baptized. As I mentioned in the stream before, the one that I did yesterday, they didn't tell us, at least they didn't tell me, oops. They didn't tell me who all was, why is this thing being jerky? Who all was, in the documentary. So, I only know about me, and, well, now I know about Cameron, and it looks like Barbara Anderson. I do not know, though. Let's see here. Yeah, so, when is it going to be released? It said so in the trailer. July 28th. And that's next week on Wednesday. And it'll be showing at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's 8 p.m. Central. Central is my time zone. And how can you watch it? It's going to be showing live on the cable channel Vice TV. I have been in touch with the producer, the executive producer of the documentary, and I've been trying to get her to tell me any info on how people can watch it other than, on live TV, because, I mentioned to her last month, like, it's probably it's going to be a lot more accessible to people if they can watch it, places besides cable TV, because like a lot of us, I know I'm one of those people, a lot of us don't have cable. A lot of us don't have any kind of cable subscription. However, I know that Vice TV is available on streaming services as a live streaming service. Like you can get the channel live through Hulu. I know that's one of them, that they have it as part of their live TV package. Oh my gosh, the dogs are starting to bark right now. They're not my dogs. My dogs would not bark like that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. So you can get it. I know that Hulu has it as a live streaming channel in their live TV package. I'm looking into some other options. So I'll have more info on that probably tomorrow. Like I said, the producer herself hasn't been able to really give me a lot of info on that. I don't think that's really her department. But the Vice website itself, is they literally say, like, if you can't watch some of our stuff on Vice TV, just use your family members' cable, use their cable account to log into the website online to watch stuff. I did see there was an option today, because I've spoken around their website. There's an option where they give you like a kind of it's almost like a little free pass, like I think that's what it's called, the free pass. And I think you get like 4 of them all together. I'm not sure if it's per month or just at all, but I know when I was clicking on it today, it gave me 4, I think 30-minute passes to watch whatever I wanted. So that might be an option. I don't know if they're actually if that's gonna be able to be used on the live stuff. It might. But if not, I'm still trying to hear back from the producer on whether or not this is going to be put up, just on the website, available later, to go and watch. So yeah, still finding out how you can watch it if you don't have cable TV. I mean, I told them, that it would probably be a great idea if they, if they made it available as like something that you could actually pay per view, you could rent, if they were concerned about, like, getting people to subscribe or trying to make money off of this. Like if that was a factor, then, making it available to rent would probably still enable more people to watch it than just putting it on live TV, when so many of us don't have cable. I mean, a lot of people really these days they just don't have it. It's not because like they don't watch TV, it's because they prefer to watch streaming services, or if they do watch any live TV, it's over the internet. Like they have streaming services for that, for their live TV. So yeah, I will let you know. I don't know if YouTube is going to upload it, but if I find out ahead of time, or even after the fact, that they're planning on uploading it, I will let everybody know too. That would really be, honestly, like I keep telling them, that would be for the best, is to be able to put it up somewhere. Now Vice TV does they do occasionally put up their some of their episodes of stuff. Like they will archive and host, certain episodes of things and make them available to everybody on their website, like for free, without the need for any password or free pass or anything. So I'm hoping that might end up be what happens to this one. Gosh, I can't speak today. Anyway, so yeah, that's how you can watch it. At least that's all I know about right now. If you do end up going with like a streaming service, like I said, I'm looking into some streaming services that carry the Vice TV channel as part of their live TV package, and specifically ones that have a free trial. Because if that's the case, then I will gladly direct you to those websites so you can sign up for a free trial, watch the episode, and then, dip out afterward if you don't want to have to pay for the service. Because I think it's really important that something like this is made available publicly for free, as accessible as possible, because, this is very important information. This is like beyond just entertainment type of stuff. This is vital information. Will they release it on Netflix as a documentary? I don't know, but I do know that Vice does release things on Hulu, I think it is. Yeah, they release stuff on Hulu. They don't just have the live streaming channel there. If you have the live package, they have their own, they upload a bunch of stuff there too, like documentaries and episodes of various shows that they do. So it may end up on Hulu. Let's see here. Oh, that's awesome. You're getting your Jehovah's Witness sister to watch it. That's great. I actually keep running into people out in the wild and telling them about it. And people are like actually surprisingly hyped to watch it. Even people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses, have never been Jehovah's Witnesses. In some cases, people who don't even know any Jehovah's Witnesses. They're just really curious about the stuff that I talk about. When is it getting released? I mentioned that earlier, and it also says it on the trailer that I played. July 28th, next week, Wednesday. So yeah, keep an eye out next week on Wednesday, and it'll be playing at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 Central. Let's see here. I still have to finish finish last night's episode. Yeah, sorry about that, Dave. I went on for a while. I had a lot to say, and you know me, I like to ramble too. But I was just really excited to finally be able to talk about it, because it's been almost 3 years since I filmed it, or since they filmed me and the others. Let me see here. Oh yeah, no worries, spiritual monk. Yeah, I have ADHD, so I'm one of those people who I need to hear things at least 4 or 5 times before I actually start remembering it, before it registers in my head. So don't worry about it. I totally feel you. This is why I like being able to rewind stuff, because then I can go back and catch all the stuff that I missed, because I definitely missed something. There's no way I caught every piece of information the first time around. They put The Witnesses Oxygen Channel documentary in clips. I was just sending some of Trey Bundy's clips to Bridget Christine in Arizona, who does those calls to halls. She didn't know available. Bridget Christine. Oh, is that Bridget from AZ? Like that one? That Bridget? Like back in the day, not a JW Bridget. Also, I subscribe to your channel with all notifications on. I watch you and Lloyd Evans. Lloyd Evans. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, definitely stick around because I'm still in the process of uploading a bunch of recordings that I did of conversations and studies that I've had with an elder recently, and he says some things that are, I mean, they're not going to be surprising to us, but to the average person that has never been a Jehovah's Witness, it's going to probably be like, wow, I cannot believe they said that stuff. I mean, the stuff I've already uploaded of like that long call that I had with that one elder, like that was just mind-blowing. I couldn't believe he was saying that stuff to me, who he thought was an outsider, who he was trying to convince to study. Awesome, Bridget from AZ. Oh, I didn't know she was still doing calls. Good for her. That's awesome. I love hearing that some of the really good activists are still at it. That's what's up. Yeah. So let me see here. What was I going to talk about? So we played the trailer. I answered the question about when can you see it. Ooh, sorry, my gallbladder that no longer exists is a little sore here. Yeah, I don't have a gallbladder anymore. They took that out on Wednesday last week. Good times. It still hurts a lot. Right, so something interesting about the documentary that I'm honestly not even sure if I'm allowed to tell you this or not, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you because, I mean, I think it's really cool. Some people might take it the wrong way and see it as a bad thing, but I actually think it's really cool. So the documentary, the reason it took like so long to come out, initially it was actually just because of like they were having a hard time finding somebody to pick it up, to buy it and produce it and all that stuff. So that took like a year or so, like a year or two. But then like the last leg of it, like it was originally supposed to come out earlier this year. Like I believe they said probably as late as the spring is what they had told me. But when I got in contact with them again in last month, they told me that the reason that it actually ended up taking a little bit longer is because they were trying to get more eyeballs on it by, get this, submitting it to the Tribeca Film Festival. That is like huge. That is absolutely huge. Now, unfortunately, because it just so happened to not be on brand with whatever Tribeca was doing this year, it didn't make it into the film festival. But the fact that they thought it was significant enough and like well done enough and important enough to even try to get it in there, like Tribeca is no joke. That's an important, massive like film festival with wide distribution. The fact that they thought it was important enough and good enough to get into that in the first place, to even just submit it, I mean, that says a lot. I mean, clearly they thought it was a message worth, worth getting in front of a lot more people, first of all. And second of all, they thought it was well done enough to where it could be a contender in something like that. So, I mean, I think that's awesome, So that's just something I wanted to share regarding the quality. Let's see here. Oops. Tribeca's huge. Yeah, it sure is. The director for this Vice doc, Aaron Kaufman, is a third-generation JW, I read. Yes. I actually got to speak with Aaron during the the final stages of production. We had a meeting or two, and I got to speak with him, and he's a really cool dude. He's actually like, he's just like us, Ex-JW, and yes, third generation, and he's the real deal. Like I just felt like I was talking to another one of us when we were speaking. So he's also very open-minded too. he listened to some of the feedback that I had regarding specific things having to do with my part. Being that I'm trans and everything, some certain things came up, and he listened to my feedback on those things, and I mean, honestly, I think I think he did a great job in handling everything. So, I mean, he like I said, he's very open-minded. So that was really cool. I won't elaborate further on that because, I mean, I don't want to spoil the documentary any more than I already have. But yeah, the director, speaking of which, the director that actually came out to film me was originally a different guy. The guy that came out to do the filming is a really famous director. Well, he's famous to me. I don't know how many people know about him other than me, but he's done Author, the J.T. Leroy story, and he also did The Devil and Daniel Johnston, both of which were amazing documentaries. And The Devil and Daniel Johnston won like a buttload of awards. But they're both very interesting, very well done, and I was super excited to work with him when I found out it was him that was coming to do the filming. Yeah, so I actually have a picture of him and me because I promised yesterday that I was going to show what I looked like the day of the filming. I wasn't like, taking a lot of video or pictures or whatever that day. I was really focused on, filming and getting everything done. So at the end of the day, I was like, hey, can I get a picture? Because it was like literally the only time I even thought to get a picture. So let me pull that one up right now. Let me see here. Let me turn this guy off. Excuse me, throat's getting a little dry. All right, here it comes. Here's what I looked like the day of the filming. This was me and him, and my daughter is hiding behind me. I blurred her face out for privacy, because she's little and maybe she doesn't want to be on my live stream. This was us back in 2018 in October. And yeah, as you can see, that's the outfit. I kept calling it a suit yesterday, but it's not really a suit. I mean, it's just a jacket, a tie, and some pants, and of course nothing fits correctly because I was like 6 or 7 months into my transition, and I don't think I knew how to dress yet. I mean, not that I know how to dress now, but like I definitely didn't know how to dress yet at this point. So, and I was trying to like do my best to make the clothes big enough to where it hid the fact that I do in fact still have hips. So I mean, but yeah, you can see I went for the little clean shaven. Not that I have facial hair to shave, or did back then, nor do I now. Clean shaven, clean cut haircut, JW type look, and yeah, that's what I looked like. And that there is that's Jeff Fierzig, the director who came to film. It was a really cool day. It was a long, stressful day. I'm not gonna lie. Any day where I have to be in front of a camera talking about Jehovah's Witnesses is a long, stressful day. But it was a really cool day. So yeah. So there's that. Let's see here. He's a recognized filmmaker and producer like Chris Stuckman, also raised as JW. Oh yeah, I know all about Chris. Let's see here. Hey, you can't go on the platform with non-matching dress slacks and different colored overcoat. Seriously though, looking sharp. Thank you. No, I mean you can actually match the the khakis and the jacket. The jacket was blue. It probably is hard to tell in the picture, but it was dark blue. So it's all good, you know. They did actually get footage of me dressing up to go crash the hall. I'm not sure if they actually are going to end up showing that in the documentary, but they thought that would be kind of cool to get some footage of that. There's some other footage that they had to take of me too that was, not me sitting in front of a camera talking. It was interesting. It's so weird. Like, you walk around all the time, right? And it's no big deal. Frickin' dogs. You walk around all the time, and you know how to walk, and you don't even have to think about how to walk, right? But then the second somebody tells you they want to film you walking, you forget how to walk. At least that's what happened to me. Because they were filming me walking down my street, and they wanted to do it from a couple of angles, and I was like, I don't even know how to pace my walking anymore. It was really weird. They also filmed me reading out of the Bible, and I was like, I don't know how to look when I read anymore. Like, I don't know what does this look like? Yeah. Apparently acting is not my strong suit. Yeah, let's see here. I used to get told by the elders I couldn't give platform talks if I didn't have a straight suit, even for the memorial back in the day. That's funny because I had to attend a bunch of meetings recently. Well, I didn't have to. I mean, I did this for activism, but I attended a bunch of Zoom meetings, and brothers were giving talks, not matching, so to speak. Any cart crashes in it? No. We did not have time to go searching for Jehovah's Witnesses in carts. We literally had one day to shoot everything, and we did it in order of, we did all the filming of, the interviews, the walking around and whatever other shots they wanted. And then we went from there to my grandma's house to film that part of it, me talking to her. And then from there we went home, I changed, and we got straight to the meeting after that and did the crash. So there's only a Kingdom Hall crash. A secret Kingdom Hall crash that I have been holding on to and have not uploaded for almost 3 years, and I will be uploading it right after the conclusion of the documentary. Not because I wanted to wait that long, but because they told me that they wanted me to hang on to it until after the documentary aired. So I will be putting it up in its entirety right after the documentary airs. It'll be up so you can watch it. Oh yeah, my grandmother's in the documentary. She didn't know that she was being filmed, and you'll get, if you want to go listen to my stream from yesterday, I tell the whole detailed story of how it's really funny that she didn't notice. But they did have to contact her last October. I think it was last October when they were talking to me again about that stuff. Yeah, and they told me that, yeah, we're gonna have to contact your grandma to get her comment. It's kind of like a legal formality, basically. She did not give comment. They told me she didn't have anything to say to them. She said to tell them, or no, she told them that she didn't have anything to say and that they should ask the elders. And then she tried to ask them for their address so she could send them magazines. She was trying to preach to them. She was 100% trying to count time and placements with the producers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my grandmother's doing letter writing. All the witnesses are doing letter writing and phone calls right now. I know that from experience recently, studying with that elder. Not just from him telling me, but like when I would go into the Zoom meeting for the little Zoom call for our study, he would invite me into a Zoom call where they were all just sitting there with their cameras on them while they're writing letters, like for real. And then we would go in a little separate breakout room to do our study. So yeah, my grandma knows that she was in the documentary now. She's known for several months now. She hasn't contacted me about that. I imagine she's not pleased, but at the very least, I know she probably doesn't feel bad about like anything that she said, because everything that she said, knowingly and unknowingly, of when she was being in the knowingly and unknowingly of the documentary, everything she said accurately reflects the teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses. So, the elders can't really do anything to her for that. I mean, she said everything she was supposed to. I haven't gotten a letter witness yet. I guess I'm too apostate. I mean, they never write to me either. I mean, honestly, I don't think they would even know where to find me. Except there was this weird instance, August before last. I think it was August before last. So August of 2019. Where I was living in a different house, and I had been doing a lot of, I had been doing crashes, I had been doing like a lot of unwitnessing, to people going door to door, like I'd catch them out in the neighborhood and stuff. And one day my doorbell rang, and they had left a magazine in my door, and I ran out to catch them, but they were gone. Like, they were nowhere to be seen. And I looked at other people's, because I walked up and down the streets looking for them, and nobody else's door had any literature in it. So it was really weird. It was like almost like they were sending me a message, not to be all paranoid, but it was like, yeah, we know where you live. We're gonna leave a threatening, crappy magazine in your door. So yeah, I mean, I really don't think they know where I live, but if they do, good for them. I don't care. They're still too weenie to come to my door and actually talk to me. They're just gonna leave a magazine there and count their time. Oh, I'm so threatened. Sheesh. Alright. So, I showed you the trailer, I showed you my dorky ass in my suit, even though it's not a suit. I talked about the film festival. Talked about the time and date of the documentary airing. Right. Oh yeah, something I didn't get to address in the last stream is that, I mean, if you've, watched me for a while on here, you know that I've talked about in the past how I have a condition called dermatillomania, which is basically just skin picking out of, stress, and it's technically a self-harm behavior. I was, still very much dealing with that, like, to a much worse degree than I am these days. It's gotten a little better these days, but I still do deal with it. But, like, literally, in the documentary, like, it will be visible unless they did some really good camera tricks or something. You will see that I have wounds on my face from picking at my skin. And, I just felt like I should mention that. I didn't really get a chance to address it in the documentary. I just kind of I was like, there you go. Like, I didn't bother putting on any makeup. I just wanted to be as real as I could. So, yep, my face is going to have some wounds on it. Hopefully people aren't horribly, horribly rude about it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if people said, "Oh, like, look at his face, it's gross." It would just suck because I know that other people who have dermatillomania would probably recognize that for what it is, and then they would feel bad themselves, watching people talk badly about me. They'd be like, "Oh wow, yeah, I'm never coming out of my house again because look how they treat this guy who has it." But yeah, so that's going to be visible unless, like I said, they did some kind of really good camera work or something to somehow make it invisible, but I doubt that. I mean, the cameras they had were, like, big, chunky ass, like, very HD cameras. I mean, they probably picked up fucking every germ on my face. Anyway, so another thing I wanted to talk about was that they might actually say in the documentary that it is alleged that the hospital liaison committee pressured my grandmother to have my mom not have any blood. The reason they might say alleged is because, like I said in the last stream, they were very meticulous about fact checking. Like, they did not screw around, and I couldn't find any, tangible proof of what I was telling them, which I know what happened. I mean, I was there. I know that the hospital liaison committee showed up. I know they were there hovering around and, pretty much keeping my grandma, on that path of not letting my mom have blood. They were basically there to intimidate and pressure her, even if it wasn't like overt. Like, even if they didn't literally say, you better not let her have blood. Like, they were just kind of there to be, just be intimidating. The presence alone is intimidating. So if they say alleged, that's why. That's because we couldn't find it. We looked in my mom's hospital documents from her final hospital visit when she died to see if it was mentioned anywhere in the documents that the hospital liaison committee was there. But I couldn't, and they couldn't locate anything in the documents saying that. But again, that doesn't mean it didn't happen. I was there. I 100% remember it. I mean, there were witnesses at the hospital almost like, what is like almost 60% of the time. Like, there was a good chunk, like, for the majority of the time that we were at the hospital with her, there were witnesses there. Not just the hospital liaison committee, but witnesses in general. And let's see here. I think that I also wanted to mention that I think that perhaps my mother felt pressured, which is why she was going back and forth in the beginning of her hospital stay when she was still conscious. I think she was feeling pressured, by the fact that our family still had those beliefs and stuff, especially my grandmother. And she saw what happened to my Uncle Reuben, who did take blood when he was in his early 20s. He was shunned and still is shunned. And I think that may have influenced her, a little bit, and maybe she did feel pressured. Maybe that's why she initially, switched back and forth between yes and no. But my mom was not a practicing witness. And actually, more to the point, my grandmother wasn't even a practicing witness at the time. My grandmother made that decision for my mom not to have blood when she had been disfellowshipped for, I think at that point, over 15 years. I think it may have even been a little bit longer than that. She had been disfellowshipped for that long and hadn't even tried to get reinstated, wasn't even going to mean nothing. Nothing. And she still, like, that's how strong the brainwashing is. She still made the choice for my mom not to have blood when neither of them were practicing. The darkness in me, the dark, what do you want to call it, pessimist in me kind of wonders if maybe my grandma thought that by doing that, somehow it would make up for all the bad crap that she had, all the quote unquote bad crap that she had been doing, dicking around not being a Jehovah's Witness for all those years. What comes to mind immediately for me is the story of Isaac, where God tells God tells his dad to kill him, and he almost does, and he's like, just kidding. I was just testing you to see if, to see if you were faithful and you would actually listen to me no matter what. And I think that maybe that's how my grandma felt. Like, oh, what if this is a test? What if this is a test from Jehovah? Or, what if this is my way of making up for all the shit that I did? This is my one way to show that I really am faithful, even though I did a bunch of bad shit. Because my grandmother actually thought she was, that she had committed the unforgivable sin. That's what she used to say all the time, before she ended up doing that, and then later on ended up being reinstated. She used to tell me that she committed the unforgivable sin. And I used to tell her that I didn't think she did because I never heard her say anything against the organization. So I'm still to this day not really sure what she meant by the unforgivable sin and why she thought Jehovah would never forgive her or whatever. I mean, honestly, what's more unforgivable than intentionally bringing harm, even death, to your own child? Yeah. And she hadn't done that yet, so I don't know. Let's see here. So, we talked about the hospital liaison committee, we talked about my mom being under pressure. Yeah. So yeah, my Uncle Reuben that I talked about yesterday and just now a little bit, I keep forgetting to mention, that was my grandma's first child. So in that way, he's like me. I'm my mom's first kid too. Like, we have a lot in common. Both raised by our grandparents, both the first kid, both big time shunned. But yeah, my uncle is cool. We still talk and everything. He's very supportive. He's really proud of me for doing the documentary. I feel really lucky to have, the few family members that I do still. And, the few that I do are frickin' quality family members, so quality over quantity. That's what I say. Let's see here. Yeah. My grandma was reinstated. I think I mentioned this just a few minutes ago. She was reinstated a few years later, after my mom died, when I was 21, I think. And I had gone to live with my dad for like a year. Whole crazy story having to do with that, but yeah, I left my grandma's house, and I went to live with my dad for a year. And while I was gone, I guess my uncles moved out too, and my grandma felt lonely, and I guess that's when she became even easier prey for the Jehovah's Witnesses, because like, it was bad enough she was already like down, like because of my mom dying and because of her husband dying. My grandma's husband died, like, I think it was 20 days or something, 19 or 20 days after my mom died. Like, the funeral home remembered him because my mom and him had the same funeral home, and he was one of the pallbearers for my mom. So they were like, whoa, wasn't he just here like a couple weeks ago or something? Yeah. So my grandma was going through a lot. So, when she found herself all alone in her house, she started to get sentimental and started to get lonely, and then became easy prey for the JWs and ended up getting reinstated. And now she's a pioneer. And my dad, I keep meaning to mention my dad. He is no longer a Jehovah's Witness. He hasn't been one of Jehovah's Witnesses for, decades now? It's been a while. His mom is still a Jehovah's Witness, and it sucks because she's she's my nice grandma. She's the one that I like a little bit more. She's nicer, more stable. She's more like what a grandma actually, what you think of when you think of a grandma. She's really sweet. It just sucks that she's part of the cult too. I haven't seen her in years. I'm actually afraid to run into her. She does come to town sometimes to do her grocery shopping with my uncle. I feel like if she ran into me and she realized it was me, it would suck because she would immediately not want to talk to me. And if she does find out about this documentary, she's 100% not going to want to talk to me. I mean, I won't hold it against her. I know she's, part of the cult, brainwashed and stuff, so. But, yeah, it sucks just a little bit more losing her, because I really, 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 loved her. She was really sweet. Not that I didn't love my grandma who raised me, my mom's mom, my Uncle Ruben's mom. It's just, we never had any bad stuff between us. So it just sucks that something like this would make her turn against me. But comes with the territory, unfortunately. Anyway, right. Sorry for babbling on. I wasn't looking at the chat this whole time, but let's see here. I already forwarded the link to this to my former sister-in-law, Natalie, who moved there to San Antonio. Her mom is there too now since my wife passed. I'm sorry about that, man. I've had an issue with picking hangnails since I was a child. I don't know if it's any similarity. People used to see my fingernails and ask if I hate myself with seeing the blood scabs. I mean, yeah, it sounds like it's a similar type of habit, yeah. Also, that's a really nasty thing for them to say, that you hate yourself. It has nothing to do with hating yourself. It's something that is common, like picking your skin, whether it's in your face or your arm or your fingers, it has to do with stress. It's a type of, it's in the family of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. And it really has to do with, having controlling or overbearing parents, or, like I said, just stress in general. It's that kind of thing. So, it's not about you hating yourself. So that's really nasty of them. That was back when they came out with DPAs, durable power of attorneys. The no blood card included. We revisited that annually. Well, I was a mini servant in 2004. Your grandma sounds like she's now at the point of reindoctrination that Watchtower would try using her comeback in one of their videos, unfortunately. But that's how powerful the JW pendulum can be. Oh no, my grandma is a pioneer right now. Her head is in deep. She's not going to ever leave, and she can't, because if she leaves, then she'll have to come to terms with the fact that she participated in her daughter's death for no reason. She facilitated it for no reason. And I think that would probably make me personally want to die if I did that to my child. So I can only imagine what that would do to her. Let's see here. And on top of, realizing that you're in a cult and your whole world crumbling around you, and that realizing you wasted that much of your life, because she's in her 70s. So, yeah. Let's see here. In my 25 years in Watchtower, Watchtower never truly defined what the unforgivable sin was, but did allude to speaking against the org as the closest thing to it. That's why the culture of fear persists. They caught her when she was susceptible and vulnerable, and they probably love-bombed her. Oh yeah, they did. 100%. She told me that what made her what was kind of the catalyst of her going back was that she attended my cousin's baptism, and it moved her, and it just made her want to go back. A lot of older JWs I've known have that kindness about them. Yeah, except for the super, I don't know what's up with my grandma, but I think honestly she must have some kind of personality or mood disorder. So, I don't want to say that I don't want to be mean basically about it, because mental illness is mental illness. But yeah, I used to growing up, I just thought my grandmother was mean. I didn't know that there was some kind of mental illness reason behind it. I just thought she was a mean person. It was weird too, because she could be really nice sometimes. Oh, hey. What's up, Jerky? Let's see here. Being back in the org is a perceived security for your grandma now. I've seen it many times, even with newer, older converts in Chicago. Yeah, I mean, that's her community. Even if her family doesn't end up taking care of her or being there for her, she's got them to fall back on. And, from what I understand, last I heard, a lot of the times the witnesses do go over to her house when she's sick or help her do various things that she needs done. I mean, I would have been more than happy to help her with all that stuff if she didn't hate me and think I was evil. I mean, even if she did hate me and think I was evil, I still wouldn't mind doing it if she just would let me. But yeah. Your grandma is playing defense, so to speak. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's protecting herself in lots of ways. Still not healthy, though, and she's still participating in something that is super harmful, especially to children. And it just really sucks that she doesn't want to hear anything about it. Oh, that's really good. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, because I covered everything I wanted to cover for today, but I am going to still hop on, like I said in the other stream, I'm going to be trying to hop on every single day until the documentary drops, just so that I can keep people thinking about it, so I can try to raise a little bit of awareness. Yeah, I mean, unless I get super sick or something, or I just physically can't do it, expect to see me every day until the documentary. And remember, the day after, no, not even the day after, literally right after the documentary airs, look out on this channel for the full crash that's featured in the documentary. Because I don't think they're going to put the whole thing in there, but if they do, cool. But either way, I'm still going to upload it to my channel, because I've been meaning to for almost 3 years, and they told me I couldn't until the documentary was out. Well, okay, they didn't tell me I couldn't. They just asked me not to. Because, I mean, it's mine. I could do whatever I want with it. But they were like, no, let the documentary come out first, please. It's the branch off of shunning with the self-insularity and seclusiveness. Sheesh. Insular. Yeah, that's a fun word. Looking forward to it. Keep nourishing yourself, Asher. Taking care of your health. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out and all the stuff that you chatted with me about. I hope you enjoy it, man. I hope it's as good as I'm thinking it's going to be. And I hope I represent activists, at least the kind of activism I do. I hope I represent activists in a positive way. I hope I do people justice. I know I can't represent us all, and I wouldn't want to try, but, I hope I at least don't make us look bad. Alright. Gonna go lie down because I hurt, and sitting up is not fun right now. But thanks a lot. I'll see y'all later, and I'll try to get on earlier tomorrow. Take care, folks. Peace out. Don't die.